This video you will learn everything that you need to know about Haki and Books in Battle of Demonland. So Haki are passive skills that you can apply to your characters to make them stronger. They should ideally synergize with the moveset and the character that you're using. There are different grades of Haki, so they increase in power when you upgrade them. You upgrade and buy them with these red dumbbells. They're called enhanced training. So for example, when you go to the skill shop, you can buy one basic physical combo, Haki, that's a skill. It has a 20% chance that your character repeats his attack. In order to get this, you need one book, one skill book. This costs around 2,000 to 3,000 red dumbbells, so your enhanced training. You can then upgrade this to get a standard physical combo that has 30% chance, and you can then upgrade this even further to a superior physical combo. To upgrade it from basic to standard, you need 3 more skill books plus 10k enhanced training, and to upgrade it from the standard to superior, you need 5 skill books with 20,000 enhanced training. You have 2 slots per character to apply one of those passive skills. These unlock at 6-star and at 11-star rating, and they are very expensive to switch. It is very good. You can go for one targeted specific skill that you definitely want on your character, and that is very important to him. However, it is very expensive to switch them, and it's also very expensive to upgrade them. So the cost of one superior skill is between 48 to 57,000 enhanced training, because you need to buy not 1, not 3, but in total, a total of 1 plus 3 plus 5, so 9 skill books. In the case of physical combo, that's 9 times 3,000, so 27,000 enhanced training, plus the upgrade cost of another 30,000 enhanced training. That's a total of 57,000. So it's really expensive, but you can go for it targeted. What are books? Books are pretty much the same thing. There are 1 to 2 Haki skills in one book, plus random stats. So that can be attack, that can be defense, that can be speed, as shown here in this picture. There are also 2 slots for each character for books, so you can unlock this by putting a character or getting him to level 100, and the second book slot unlocks at 7 stars. They are easily changed, and you can switch them for free. So usually the normal Haki skills, the targeted skills, you cannot just switch them. That's very expensive. Here it's very free, so you can take one book from one character, put it onto the next, so it's very plug and play. And you get them from the campaign, you get books from the lottery, you get them from events. To upgrade one book, you can again upgrade this from green to purple to yellow. Yellow is one of the highest. I think there's one red book that's above that, but I don't know the upgrade requirements for that. So you've used 5 books to upgrade 1 grade. You do that in your forge. You've probably seen that in your home area already. Another thing that's very important with the books is that you can recast them to change the Haki and stats. They are random. So if you invest berry and enhanced training, again the red dumbbells, you can then click on the recast and you can re-roll them. You don't know what comes out of it, and don't worry, you won't lose the stats that you have here. For example, this book would be really, really good. You have speed, you have purify, and you have the chance to banish enemies from reviving. But you can click on recast, then you can spend some berry and some enhanced training, and maybe you get something better. If you like the result, you can save the result. If you don't like the result, you can just scratch it, you throw it away, you don't use it, and you keep your old stats. So don't worry about this. Okay, so in conclusion, Haki and Books, there are 47 different passive skills. They cannot stack on it themselves, so you can't just put and place 6 times physical combo on a character. It just chooses the strongest skill of it. So if you have 30% chance of physical combo and put another 40% for the physical combo, you will get 40% chance to perform a physical combo. It does not stack. There are up to 6 passive talents on one character when it is 11-star, and yeah. So again, books can easily be changed and switched, but they have random skills and random attributes. Haki are very hard to change, are very expensive to change, but you can target one specific skill. So when you get a character that's really good, identify one specific skill that's really, really crucial in this character, and in the long run, you might want to put this one as a specific Haki skill and use the rest as books to complement the character. Unless you have a really good book that fits perfectly on the character, then you can go for some complementary Haki skills on this character with your enhanced training. This can be especially useful to early game players because books and Books skills are way easier to get in a high level in the early game than, for example, a Haki superior skill. Okay, so now you might wonder, okay, there's 47 skills. Which do I use for my characters? And I can tell you. I cannot tell you because it's very much about the individual character. There's no perfect rule, and you have your team that works together in the way that you compose it, so I cannot tell you. However, there are some guidelines and I'm going to show you. So since there are different categories of characters, we will go through the different types of characters and check out what the thought process behind that is, because if you understand how it works, you can easily figure it out for yourself. So let's speak about warriors. Warriors are, for example, your Zoro, your Killer, your Zoro Wano, your Katakuris, your Ryumas, whatever. So warriors are damage dealers. They want to go fast and they want to kill the enemy. That means you want to supplement them and support them in doing exactly this role and fulfilling their role. And what they need for that, for example, would be a physical combo, so that they cast their skill and then they go again. Heroism increases their attack, increases their physical damage, also good. Pierce ignores the defense, so they deal more damage. Dexterity increases their speed, so they go first and deal a lot of damage. Crit rate, crit damage. If your character already has built-in crit rate, it might be good to supplement this and increase this even further, or go for crit damage, so when they crit, they deal even more damage. You can also give them some survivability by equipping them with an absorb. That is physical lifesteal, so whenever they deal physical damage, they heal off that. And you can also go for bravery. This increases their physical damage for the first 2 rounds, so that's good for burst. Good stats from Books are here, attack and speed. So they want to strike hard, they want to strike first and fast. Mages, pretty much the same thing. However, mages are often not only damage dealers, but they often have CC. So again, you have your magical combo. It's the same as physical combo. They attack again. Magic increases attack and magic damage. Pierce, you already know about that. Dexterity, you already know about that. So they want to go first. They want to go fast. They want to lifesteal and heal themselves up maybe. Focus increases their damage for 2 rounds. So it's pretty much the same thing as warriors. Good stats from Books are attack and speed again, so it's pretty much the same thing as warriors. You might sometimes want to have a magician that actually equips a CC book, a book that increases their chance to apply their crowd control. For example, a Sentomaru lives from his turn 2 that he can paralyze the entire enemy team and stun them for 2 rounds. You want this chance as high as possible. Okay, what about the supports? Supports are buffers and healers. They need to survive and they need to be quick. So they want stuff like Vigor that increases their heal percentage. You want maybe Metal, so they take less damage from combo and crit, because lots of characters specialize in taking down the support of the enemy team. You want them to survive as long as possible because they keep the rest of your team alive. You might want Spectre. If they do die, they self-revive. You might want Dodge. So yeah, that explains itself as they dodge the attacks of the enemy sometimes. You might want Rebirth that regenerates health. You might want Dexterity, so they go burst. This can be very important if you have a supporter that increases the attack of your team, because then you want him to go first to buff up the entire team, and then after your buffed team with more attack attacks the enemy. You might want Purify, because if they're stunned, they can't do their buffs and heals. So yeah, that removes debuffs from themselves so they can help the rest of the team. You might want Exempt, that is burst protection for the first 2 rounds. And good stats from Books for supporters are pretty all around. You can go for defense and HP to increase their survivability. You might want to go for speed again because they need to go first as quick as possible. And you might also want to increase their attack. That can be situational, but yeah, some healers heal more when they have more attack. So what about tanks? Tanks have only one role. They want to keep your team alive and they want to block the damage. They want to be pretty much invincible. And your Haki skills and Books should reflect that in helping them do exactly that and accomplish this goal. So you want Dodge, so they dodge the attacks of your enemies. You might want a shield. Skill explains itself. They come to the field and they give shield to everyone. You might want Metal, that reduces the damage they take from combo and crit. We've already had that with the supporters. They might want damage reduction for the first 2 rounds. Armor or magic damage reduction. Rebirth, so they regenerate every round. Purify, so they remove the debuffs from the enemy, from themselves, and are then able to use their own skills. You might want Sluggish, because it doesn't matter if usually it doesn't matter if the tank goes first or not. They can be the last one, because this one sacrifices a percentage of speed, but gives them a percentage of HP. And good stats here are defense and HP. So now you know about all the different skills that you might apply to one specific class of character. And now you're probably thinking, oh, now we copy this? But no, you cannot just copy this. You have to think about this. You have to think first. You need to know your characters and read their skills. Physical combo, for example, is very good for warriors in general. But if we take a warrior like Zephyr, that is very specific and a very special warrior, because Zephyr can't combo his attack. If you don't know Zephyr, he basically works like this. If he survives the first 3 rounds, in the 4th round, where usually nobody performs any specific attacks, he does an enormous burst on the entire enemy team and tries to wipe them out. For this, he also sacrifices his own HP for the first 3 rounds, and he also has 100% crit rate on his big burst. So the better options in this case are not physical combo because he stuns himself after performing his big burst, but instead you might want something like heroism that increases his attack and his physical damage. Oh, sorry, I have to correct this because Zephyr is also he does not physical damage, but he does magic damage. So we would actually need magic as a skill. So sorry for this mistake. You might want something like Pierce because he does huge damage and this helps him deal even more damage. Because he has 100% crit rate, you might want something like the crit damage that increases his crit damage by even more, by like 30%. So that can add up to 270% of his attack as damage. That's insane. You might want something like Absorb, because if he sacrifices all his health for the first 3 rounds, he can then recover some of his own health. You might want something like the Stun skill, where when the damage exceeds 28% of the HP of the enemy, he then stuns them. That's insane for then surviving another 3 rounds. Amazing. And maybe you want Purify if you are worried that he gets stunned in turn 3 and can therefore not perform his turn 4 big burst. That would be catastrophic for this character. So now you see how the thought process behind using Haki and using books works. I hope that this really helps you and gives you some insight. Let me know something. Let me know your questions in the comments. And yeah. Have fun playing, use this knowledge to your advantage, and I hope you can dominate your arena and cross-server rankings with this. Okay, so this has been my ultimate guide on Haki and books for Battle of Demonland. Please let me know what your thoughts are. Share your thoughts in the comments as well as what you want me to cover next. That's really important to me. Today someone posted into the group that they would like a Haki guide, so I made the Haki guide. Yeah, if you don't want to miss like the upcoming guides, click on the subscribe button. I get some sort of satisfaction from that to have like 10 people that are subscribed to me. So yeah, that's cool for my ego. But yeah, please let me know what you want me to cover next and enjoy. Also, you might want to check out my playlist for beginners in this game so that you don't commit the 5 biggest mistakes that you can make in this game. Have fun playing.